Meeting of Bay County Veterans Affairs Committee to order. Roll call, please.
Gandy?
Here.
Stewart?
Here.
Mr. Eckstein? Sorry.
Here.
And Van.
Here.
And Vaughn?
This is excused. I don't know.
Excused. 4 present, you have a quorum.
4, okay, we do have a quorum. All right, minutes of the March 21st, 23 meeting. You all should have a copy of them.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes of March.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Citizens input. Gary, you have any input?
No, sir.
Okay, apparently we have no citizens input. Petitions and communications. Mark, you gave us some handouts. You want to address some of these? Actually, that's probably under reports and resolutions.
It's actually under old business, so.
Oh, do we have any petitions and communications? Any letters that we need to discuss?
None that I'm aware of, sir.
Okay. Reports and resolutions. You got a first quarter report on the Department of Veterans Affairs,
I
correct?
do apologize. I was going to bring that up at the end there. So there is the quarterly reports that we do here at county. Just gives a general overview. And then page 2 of that is the one that we also use that for the state, which is why it says quarter 2, which technically we are in fiscal year quarter 2, whereas county has just entered fiscal year 2. So just to give you a general overview of how the year is going.
Okay, so you're saying the second page here, this is FY 2023, which started what, October?
Correct.
Okay. So we're in second quarter right now.
Yes.
And it looks like we've had approximately the same number of requests, although they be different categories, as we had in the first quarter. 154 in the first quarter, 147 in the second quarter.
Correct.
Okay.
And then the other item that I'd given you in your packet is from the GDX that the VA puts out, the general disbursement for what they do down to the county level for each and every state. So as you can see for Bay County for 2022, of course, county population, veteran population is approximately 6,500. So approximately by VA standards, we lost about 8%. Percent of our current population, about 6% of Bay County population are veterans. Total expenditures, though, by the VA in Bay County, you'll notice, has gone up 14%. So that is, part of that is the comp and pension and all the other claims that we do for medical and everything kind of gets lumped into. So that's about approximately how much is coming in, and I believe those are million, not 80,000. So we're still, our place in Michigan by expenditure is still about 19th, and then in place by veteran population is 19th as well.
19th out of what?
Oh,
There are 83 counties.
Okay, so we're in the top quarter, basically.
so we're no longer the #1 county for veterans. We were for quite some time. We were the #1 county for veterans for quite a while.
Based on per capita, yes. Based on the number of that, yes, but not based on total overall.
Overall compensations.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So we're down to 6,500 veterans.
According to the VA, yes.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, the veteran population overall is older than it used to be. So we're losing more than we're gaining.
Correct.
All right. Anybody have any comments or questions for Mark on these two reports? No? Do we need a motion to accept them?
If you wish, yes.
Or are they information only?
Informational.
Okay, we will look at these as information only. Any other reports and resolutions? I don't think we have any.
No, that was the only thing that out of that packet.
Okay. Old business.
So as far as emergency relief, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, that's fine.
As far as emergency relief, I'm talking about the draft that was submitted, or that has been in the Michigan legislature, about updating the emergency relief rules. We currently still operate under the 1899 law, as we've discussed, which says the Veterans Affairs Department in Bay County can give $10. So this is an update, and input has been provided back to the legislature as far as our thoughts and what we're thinking. So 3 things out of here. One is they've removed the wartime, and this is still a draft. They've removed the wartime requirement. They're limiting relief to $300. And then they are defining what indigent means at 140% of poverty level. So if you go to the last page, on the last page, I've included the 140% poverty level. So for a veteran with a family of 1, so just the veteran by himself, income limitation is now going to be $20,000. Or will be, I suppose, when the legislature actually, if they approve. So currently, there is no income limit that we are using. So anybody who's basically meets the requirements of wartime can come and ask for gift cards or help with bills. So even if they're at 100% of VA, making $4,000 a month. So that's all on that one. There's a lot of changes. They've removed arcane language and what they're saying. So this also, when you read this, it also says they're referring to the Soldiers and Sailors Committee. I was informed today there are actually still counties that still have Soldiers and Sailors committees who did not go to this format. So that's why it still said, that was my question. It's like, I thought that had gotten replaced by, but apparently some counties still use that format. Still use the Soldiers and Sailors and not a Department of Veterans Affairs in the county. So obviously still a draft, and it's gone back to them to.
So I assume our, whatever we have, what is that, our bylaws, our standard operating procedures?
Yes.
Okay, those are all on hold until this gets approved?
Yes, because that now will change everything we're doing.
Okay.
So then at that time, so there's obviously other questions that are coming forward, whether counties will be able to make exceptions to those. This does not address how often people can come in and get $300 or assistance with $300. If it's once a year, if it's twice a year, 3 times a year. Currently, we give out gift cards 4 times a year, and we'll help with a bill once a year. Not a physical calendar year, but 365 days from the last time of service.
But if they leave it open-ended, like it is in theirs, we can still be more restrictive in ours.
But that's what we're hoping, is either they address that issue and say, or that they allow counties to make that judgment.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
Mark, the old act limited the $10 to once a year? Or was it-
I don't remember if there was a limit on how often, but the limit was $10. It may have been a year, which probably in 1899 was a lot of money.
Yeah. So you're looking at $300 every 365 days, or a few times a year is what you're suggesting?
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to figure out what they want to do, so. Yeah, they will limit it, which means if that comes through and it gets limited to 365, and we have bills, we currently pay consumers' bills that are like 3 or 4 times that, if not more, we're now going to be filing to the trust fund or somebody else to try to pay for the bills.
Typical size of the gift cards? The $100, the gift cards?
Veteran, for just a single veteran, it's $50 and a $25 gas card.
Okay.
If it's a veteran and family, it's $100 and still the $25.
Okay, thank you.
And let me ask you a question, Mark. Do you get the same people every quarter?
We do have repeat customers, yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Transportation update.
So just as a way of update, that we have received, someone has stepped forward to replace Stan, who has stepped down. So we're still driving 3 days a week. The new gentleman is Patrick Bannigan, and he volunteered to step up, so
I do have a little bit to add to that. I've reached out to another gentleman that Pat said may be interested, so I've got to call into him, and if he jumps on board, we can get back to Monday through Thursday. He can pick up Tuesday.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Stan had open heart surgery about a month ago, and he's actually doing pretty good now. He's driving, and he's back helping out over at the Legion a little bit. Not a couple days a week is all.
I'm sorry, what was Patrick's last name?
Bannigan,
I'm going to probably need help with that one.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you. Some of the names in Bay County get me, a lot of Polish names.
Didn't have any ski.
We're not having those in Flint.
Okay, MVAA grant update.
So as just an update, we have submitted the fiscal year 24 grant to MVAA, the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency. We asked for 4 things. Obviously, 2 salaries for the VSO and the emergency relief for Gary and I. And then we added 1 to finish the cemetery project, because there were 3 cemeteries that were not, because due to their size, we couldn't cover them. And then the additional thing is we want to begin to investigate who is on the memorial out front, where they're buried, and any information we can find. So if there's a question or something, we will have that information for family or general public. So the last item, which I'm not sure will get approved through the state, we asked for is a contract driver for 49 weeks with the remainder of the money that was left, which is very little, but it would release, add to our current schedule, which is very stretched, so.
Okay. Any questions for Mark on the grant update?
I have one, but it's not so much for the grant. The stone that was going to get engraved, where are we at with that? Did we get us?
That's the next
engraved?
item, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
So
jumping.
I'd actually hope to have an answer for you that today. I've reached out to him again to find out if he can do it, if he wants to do it, if he will do it, so.
When you talked to him, when I just went to the policeman's memorial at noon today, there's also the last state trooper that was killed in Bay County. They would like to put him on that one. So he may have 2 jobs. He would have 2 jobs if he comes in to do this monument here, but also need to do it at the law enforcement center. So maybe that would make it easier for him to come for a full day to do 2 engravings. And of course, LAC would pay for the other one. So,
Okay, we'd have to look at that and figure out who that is then.
thanks.
Okay, any other questions on the engraver update? The census.
So there was a question at the last meeting about the census of Bay County, which now has been covered, but that's one of the reports I gave you as well. This was as of, I think it was 2020. It just kind of broke down more. There were 7,384 total veterans, 6,509 were male, 875 were female, and then it broke down by wartime. There were still 18 World War II, which that list may have gotten shorter in the last couple of weeks, 443 Korean War, 2393 for Vietnam, and 1556 of Gulf. 1990s Gulf. The 2021 Gulf was 120, so. And this is taken off the censusreporter.org website, so. Just provided as there was a question in.
Okay. Any questions on the census? New business. Anybody have any new business? Nobody has any new business? Okay. Miscellaneous.
Sir, if I may.
Yes.
So just one piece of news, and I think it's kind of been said, the VA is conducting a PACT Act seminar, resource fair, sorry. It will be at the American Legion Post 18 on Flag Day and Army Day, June 14th. They'll be there from 10 till 2. They're bringing a whole slew of people in. Gary and I will be there as well to assist with any veterans or anyone that needs help or has questions.
Post 18?
Post 18.
See?
And I see that this is a news release they have. How are they going to put it out?
Well, they've put it out to their people and anyone on the news, their news releases, and then we have copies in the office as well that we're trying to get out to everybody.
Can we get this on the county webpage?
I will check on that.
Whoever manages that. And then we need to make sure we get it on the Legion webpage, and any other organizations that have a webpage.
Yeah, it's certainly not open to just, obviously, Legion members, or it's open to everybody, anybody
Every veteran,
who comes down. Veterans, spouses, anybody who's got questions.
correct. Okay. Anybody have any questions on that or any other announcements? And we're back again to citizens input. I see our audience has not changed. Gary has nothing to say yet. All right. Okay, anybody have anything else that needs to come before this committee? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. We have a second on that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you.
It doesn't-